On April 25th, this woman, Carolyn Bryant Donham, passed away at the age of 88. She's the same woman who accused 14-year-old Emmett Till of allegedly whistling and making sexual advantage at her. This happened back in 1955 in Mississippi. Emmett Till was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, and he was visiting family in Mississippi. Now, his mother cautioned him that Chicago and Mississippi were two different worlds, and that he should know how to behave in front of whites in the South. Emmett assured that he understood. When Carolyn's then husband at the time, Roy Bryant, found out about Emmett, he was reportedly angry at his wife for not telling him, and that Carolyn told the FBI that she did not tell her husband because she was afraid that he would assault Till, which unfortunately he did, along with his half-brother, J.W. Milam. So they beat Emmett, shot him, and weighed his body with the fan on August 28th, 1955 in Drew, Mississippi. 3 days later, his body was found by two boys who were fishing Tallahatchie River. His body was flown back to Chicago, and his mother decided to have an open casket at his funeral so she can have the world see what they done to her son. The photo of his body is disturbing and sad to see. His head was very badly mutilated. He was shot above his right ear, and one of his eyes was dislodged from his socket. Oh my God. And in evidence, that he had been beaten on the back and hips, and his body, weighted by a fan blade that was fast around his neck with a barbed wire. That's how bad they had beaten him. They have a photo of his body on the internet, and Roy Bryant and his half-brother, they admitted about killing Emmett, but they were never arrested along with Carolyn. The three of them should have been arrested. They should have been punished. Okay? Carolyn Bryant got to live to be 88 years old, while Emmett Till did not get to have a long life. They should have been arrested. They should have been arrested. Since 1979, Carolyn and Roy Bryant got a divorce. She got married twice. They have children together. The half-brother died like 1980, and then Roy Bryant died in 1994. Emmett's mother passed away in January of 2003 at 81. Either way, it's sad what happened to Emmett Till, especially since this happened back in the 50s. This happened back in 1955. In the 50s, racism was just straight up horrible. I mean, unfortunately, there's still racism today, but back then it was just, really horrible. Then there was the whole racial segregation going on. Black and whites going to separate schools and having separate drinking fountains and separate restaurants. It was just, those weren't great times back in the 50s with all that crap going on. So apparently Carolyn Bryant had this little memoir. It was unpublished. I don't know why it wasn't published. Apparently sounds like she obviously didn't want Emmett to be murdered. And I guess she said that she couldn't have identified Emmett. So as far as that, apparently she never said that she did state that the boy was Emmett. And so, okay, so you obviously didn't want Emmett to be murdered. I mean, that's why she didn't tell the FBI. And she didn't tell her husband because she was afraid that her husband was going to assault Till, which he did. Because apparently her ex-husband sounded like he was a racist piece of crap. And he probably seemed like he had anger issues. Him and his brother-in-law. They should have gotten some counseling or something. I mean, they were so effing angry to the point that they just beat up and shot Emmett badly, where he was just unrecognizable. What the heck? The story about what happened to Emmett Till is just sad. I have no sympathy for Carolyn Bryant Donham. I just don't. Okay? Maybe if you would have kept your mouth shut about you thinking that he allegedly, whistled at you and made sexual advantages, you probably still be alive to this day. I think it's nothing but lies. I think it was just made up. Or if he did whistle, maybe it wasn't directly towards Carolyn, but she probably thinking it was. Probably a little misunderstanding. That's what it sounds like. But either way, that doesn't mean he didn't have to deserve to die. So Roy Bryant and his brother, I hope they suffer in the afterlife. Since they didn't get arrested when they were alive, they should have. They should have been punished. And Carolyn Bryant should have been punished. And I hope she suffers in the afterlife too. And I know some people thinking that she was suffering anyways. I think she died of cancer, I believe. So they were probably like, well, hey, she suffered anyways with cancer. And like I said, cancer sucks. It sucks when people have been diagnosed with cancer, okay? But when it comes to this woman and her ex-husband and the half-brother, I'm sorry, I just can't have sympathy for this woman. I can't. And I hope that her family suffers too. And her children, whatever. And look, I know they had nothing to do with what happened to Emmett Till and all that, but still, they part of the family. That's still Carolyn Bryant's family, and she got away with it. Especially that it doesn't help because they're white and they think that all black people are up to no good, And I'm sick and tired of that. Okay, just because they're white doesn't mean they should get a pass. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. So her family can suffer too. F this crap. It's just, this is a horrible, sad story, man. I mean, his mother died without getting any justice. Tell me your thoughts. Just seeing this picture of her younger self back in the day in black and white gives you the chills because of what happened to Emmett Till back then.